Bonjour, French 3. So here are your remote instructions. We are just going to be doing a review of le passé composé et l'imparfait. So I'm going to screen share so that I can show you the assignments and where you can find some of the information you might need. So first off, you'll see this. You have three assignments to do. One is review of le passé composé with avoir, one is review of passé composé être, and one is review with imparfait. And these are actually from the handout that I gave you the last time I saw you. I did also, you'll see in your classwork, and maybe you've gotten a bunch of announcements. I've been trying to upload all of the notes so that you could go back and actually look at them. Like I think this one I know, nope. Was it this one? This one's week 16 and 17 is when we did the first talking about l'imparfait. So you can find notes on that there. So when do I use it? How do I form it? That kind of thing. They're all there. For the other ones, for le passé composé, I mean, I'm imagining it's one of these here, but I know that they're in the notes someplace, and also that on here you have directions. So in this one, we're going to do exercises 2 and 3, and you're just going to put those on a Google document and then submit them to me. So you guys have this, but remember that you need, with the passé composé, you've got to conjugate avoir, and then you need to make your past participle. So ER verbs become E accent aigu, IR become I, and RE become you. And there's also this great list right here of irregular past participles. Make sure you check that out. Just double check if it seems like if the word is something that is irregular in the present tense, it's pretty much always going to be irregular in all the other tenses. So, and we're going to learn another tense whenever we get back. I'm super excited about it. So anyways, you're going to do activity 2 and 3. So 2, it just says à transformer. Mettez chaque phrase au passé composé. So it's just in the present tense, and you have to put in the past tense. So again, just type those up on a Google Doc. Down here, you're just writing me, I think I said 5 sentences, I believe, with an element from each. Okay, so like, récemment, j'ai mis mon manteau sur la table. Recently, I placed my jacket on the table. I never did that, but this D part, you're gonna have to add something else into it, because that wouldn't make any sense. Like, none of these are gonna make sense. Recently, I knew. Recently, I put. Recently, I knew. Recently, I drove. That would make sense. Recently, I ran. Those make sense. Recently, I followed. You might want to tell me who you followed at that point. With the question marks, you can always add on other words there. That would be fine, but you just need 5 sentences there. So that's only 15 questions. Here, you're only doing exercise 2. So this is with être and reflexive verbs. So remember that we have être passé composé, we have avoir passé composé. Être is going to be that Dr. Mrs. Vandertramp, and here they put them in alphabetical order instead of that. One big thing to note is that your past participle has to agree with the subject. So if it's a girl, you've got to add an E. If it's plural, you've got to add an S. If it's a group of girls, you've got to add an ES. We also added in our reflexive verbs. So, je me suis allée. No, je m'en suis allée. I went away. For me, I would add an extra E at the end of that. Just like here, elle s'est lavée. We had to add an E because that's a girl. And you guys are doing just activity 2, I believe is what I said. Yes. So just activity 2, just 5 sentences, you guys, super simple. So I believe they are all, yes, they are all reflexive verbs. So look and see who the person is. If they're feminine, then they're going to need an E. If they're plural, they're going to need an S. They just tell you, like, instead of une fois on this first one, trois fois. So instead of doing it once, she did it 3 times. Okay, and then the last one is review of l'imparfait, but this is also asking you to look at l'imparfait with le passé composé. So make sure you review those notes, but I'll go over it really quickly. So to make the l'imparfait, you need the present tense. So you need the new form of the present tense. Take off the ONS, and we add our endings. You guys know those pretty well, but AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. But the use is what's really important. And we have those in those notes that I showed you. But if you are describing habitual actions, and you'll see it here, describe habitual actions, describe mental, physical, and emotional states, describe conditions. So, il était superbe, il faisait froid, it was cold. Those are all going to be l'imparfait. So you guys are just doing exercises up, yep, 1 and 2. 2 may be just a little bit more difficult because we've got to make sure that we've got the right one in there. But also make sure that you look in the context. Is it going to be l'imparfait or le passé composé? And it just kind of encompasses everything that we've done so far. So it's just 1 and 2. Again, just 15 questions. So total, you only have 35 questions. I've also set them to not be due until, what is it? Monday. So if you need a little extra time, that's okay. But I will expect you to finish it by the time we get back to school because I want to do other things. So anywho, if you need me, just email me or leave me a private comment on whichever assignment it is that you're working on, and I will try my best to get back to you. We have had some power issues here, so I might lose power and not be able to reply, but I'll try my best. So anyways, bonsoir, good luck, and I'll see you next week.